Hey there, and welcome. If you're looking for a houseplant that makes a huge statement, but, without all the huge effort, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the magnificent Macho Fern, a plant that really packs a tropical punch. So, let's be real. We all want that amazing, lush jungle vibe in our homes, right? But the idea of dealing with a super high-maintenance, dramatic plant, well, that can be a total deal breaker. But what if I told you there's a fern that gives you all that incredible impact with surprisingly little fuss? So here's our game plan for today. First, we're gonna properly meet this green giant. Then we'll get into all the core essentials and how to set up the perfect environment for it. After that, we'll tackle some common problems, and we'll wrap it all up with some pro-level tips to make your fern absolutely glorious. Okay, let's dive in. What exactly makes this fern so macho? Well, it all comes down to it being bigger, bolder, and honestly, way more laid back than some of its more famous, fussier relatives. This right here says it all. A lot of us have tried, and probably struggled, with the classic Boston Fern. It's beautiful, but man, is it fussy. Well, the Macho Fern, its cousin, Nephrolepis biserrata, is basically the low-maintenance upgrade. You get these big, bold, robust fronds without all the drama. And when we say macho, we are not kidding. This is not your average little windowsill plant. A happy, mature Macho Fern can get to be an incredible 4 to 6 feet tall and just as wide. It's a true statement piece that can totally define a space, whether it's in a giant hanging basket on your porch or a big pot in the corner of your living room. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the core essentials. These are the absolute must-knows for keeping your fern happy and healthy. Seriously, if you get these right, you're like 90% of the way there. First up, light. This is so important. Macho ferns love bright but indirect light. Just picture where they grow naturally, kind of like the dappled sunlight on a forest floor underneath a canopy of big trees. The key is just to avoid the extremes. Direct sun will literally scorch its leaves, and a super dark corner will make it all weak and leggy. A covered porch or a spot near a north-facing window, that's pretty much perfect. Okay, watering. This is the #1 killer of most houseplants, right? The key here is just consistency. You want the soil to feel like a well-wrung-out sponge, moist but never soggy. So always stick your finger in there and check the top inch. If it feels dry, it's time to water. And the most important step is right here. After you water it really well, always dump out the extra water from the saucer. Letting it sit in a puddle is a fast track to root rot. A great plant always starts with great soil. For the Macho Fern, you want a mix that can hold on to some moisture but doesn't turn into a swamp. A peat-based soil helps with that moisture, compost adds all the good nutrients, and something like perlite creates little air pockets so the roots can breathe. This recipe right here is pretty much the perfect home for its roots. To support all that massive growth, you're gonna need to feed your fern, but don't go crazy with it. A balanced liquid fertilizer, just diluted to half strength, once a month during the spring and summer is all it takes. Then in the fall and winter, you just let it rest. It's really that simple. All right, now that we've got the core care down, let's talk about the vibe, the environment. To make this fern truly happy, we kind of need to trick it into thinking it's back in its warm, humid, tropical home. These ferns, they love warmth and moisture. Temperature-wise, it's pretty easy. If you're comfortable, they're probably comfortable. Just keep them away from cold drafts or like a direct blast from a heater. But humidity? Oh, that is the real secret weapon. Most of our homes are just too dry for them. If you start seeing brown, crispy tips on the fronds, low humidity is almost always the bad guy. So how do you fix that dry air? It's actually easier than you think. Misting it a few times a week gives it a nice little boost. A pebble tray is awesome because it creates a constant little cloud of moisture right around the plant. A humidifier is, of course, the most effective tool, and honestly, just grouping your plants together helps them create their own little humid microclimate. Look, even the toughest plants can run into a little trouble now and then, but don't worry, this section is all about learning how to read the signs your fern is giving you and knowing exactly what to do about it. Because its leaves are so dense, pests can sometimes try to hide out in there, so keep an eye out for these usual suspects. Scale insects are probably the most common. They just look like little hard brown bumps on the stems. Indoors, always check for the superfine webbing of spider mites. And if you have your fern outside, watch for chewing damage from things like slugs and caterpillars. This chart right here, this is your quick reference cheat sheet. Seeing yellowing leaves, you're probably loving it a little too much with the water. Brown, crispy edges, it's thirsty, either for water or for humidity. Wilting can mean it's desperately dry, or if the soil's already wet, it could be a sign of root rot. And pale, faded leaves, too much sun. See, your fern is always telling you what it needs. Okay, so you've mastered the basics, you know how to solve problems. Now it's time to talk about the pro moves, the stuff that will take your Macho Fern from just surviving to absolutely thriving.
Who wants more Macho Ferns for free? Yeah, of course you do. The easiest way is just by dividing it. When your plant gets really big and crowded in its pot, just take it out and gently pull the root ball apart into a few different sections. Repot them and boom, you've just multiplied your collection. It's so satisfying.
Your fern will also try to make babies on its own by sending out these long, fuzzy runners. And wherever a little plantlet on that runner touches soil, it'll try to grow roots. You can totally help it along by just pinning it down into a new pot of soil. Once it has its own roots, you can snip the cord, and you've got a brand new baby fern.
Okay, here's a super simple tip that has a huge impact. Plants naturally grow towards their light source, right? So to keep your fern from getting all lopsided, just give the pot a little quarter turn every week or so. This one tiny action makes a massive difference, and it'll keep it growing full and even on all sides. And for our final rapid-fire round of tips, don't be afraid to go big on the pot size. It's a fast grower. If your tap water is really hard, try using rainwater. Snip off any yellow or scraggly fronds to encourage fresh new growth. And every now and then, give it a shower to wash the dust off its leaves and keep pests away.
And finally, the question we all have to ask if we have furry friends running around, is it safe for them? And the answer is a big, resounding yes. The Macho Fern is non-toxic to cats, dogs, and horses, so you can enjoy all that lush green beauty without a single worry.
And that's a wrap on our complete guide. The Macho Fern gives you that massive tropical impact without all the high-maintenance drama. It's tough, it's forgiving, and it's absolutely spectacular. So, I guess the only question left is, are you ready to go big with your green space?